Hey guys, Ron here, and last year I made a video where I created a Pokemon that evolved 10 times. It was super tough trying to make each stage feel connected yet distinct enough to have their own identity, so that each stage felt justified. It took a lot of planning, so check out that video if you're curious. Because today we're doing something a little tougher. I assembled a team of 10 artists, and each one had to create a different stage in the evolution line without communicating with each other. I designed the base stage Pokemon, and then I gave it to the next artist in the chain to evolve it. They did so, and then gave it to the next artist in the chain, without any explanation as to what that Pokemon really is. We did this 9 times until we had an evolutionary line of 10 Pokemon that goes from the weakest Pokemon ever to the strongest. It's a long game of Fakemon telephone. Will we be able to make a cohesive family that steadily grows? Or will the lack of communication and planning completely derail the line? Let's find out, and make sure to stay till the end of the video to see all the other artists reacting to the entire line. If you enjoy these experimental and collaborative Fakemon videos, please leave a like, subscribe, and consider becoming a YouTube or Patreon member. Now, I'm first in the chain, so I had to design a Pokemon that is as simple as possible so that it had room to grow 10 times. Last time I did a water type, so this time, to go along with the whole growth theme, I made a grass type. And what's the most basic stage of any plant? The chloroplast, the seed. We'll go with the seed. Say hi to Pipod, the pit Pokemon, a pure grass type. Pipod are inexperienced and naive. They are unable to find food or attack. They rely on the nutrients they are born with for survival and their tough skin for protection. Pipods stay in their nest all day, smiling at friendly Pokemon, but they will dig into the ground if approached by a hungry Pokemon. This may be a super simple design, but I kinda engineered it to be the perfect jumping point for the next artist. The spikes on top can grow outwards or, open up. The little nubs on its side could be ears or, hands. It all depends on the direction that the next artist wants to take it in. Even the pattern on the face could be expanded on. The flat bottom also makes it stand out a little bit compared to anything else that I think the other artist will do. So let's see what Cuppa Phee does with my child.
Initially, this little guy's orange coloring made me think it was a fire type, but the name Teapot gave it away immediately. This little grass type is definitely based off of a pea, obviously, or maybe a bean. So I figured I would base mine off of a type of sweet pea, and I would add a couple more sections on the inside of its body to represent the peas inside the shell of the bean, as well as a little extra one growing on the outside, because their vines tend to be quite curly, so I thought I'd add that through. And yeah, this little guy is now called Baybean because he's a baby and a bean, and I love him, and I hope you do too, and I cannot wait to see what he grows into.
Oh my god, it is so cute. Hopefully not too cute. I want the order to, easily be identifiable, just like an evolutionary line. But that's part of the challenge of playing this game of Fakemon telephone. I'm super glad Phoebe opened up the bulb on the top to have some leaves peek out, and she introduced a fruit. That berry is adorable. That's exactly what we need. If Baybean had tiny legs, this would be perfect, but hopefully DarkandWindie will finally give our Pokemon a full body. Now this is his True Green 7 debut, so I bet he's gonna knock our socks off.
So, being from the south, as soon as I saw Baybean, my mind immediately went to pinto beans. I did a bit more research into them and saw that they were the most popular bean in northern Mexico and the American Southwest, so I decided to go a cutesy mascot-like route. So, I made it stand up, which I know is a crime to certain Pokemon fans, but it works here. I made the sprout into a cowlick-like shape to amplify its cutesiness. I kept a little pod that's attached to it, and also had another pod begin to form inside of its head. Otherwise, it's just a big chunky baby. So say hello to Pentype, the bean Pokemon. Their pods are known to be extremely tasty and add extra flavor to different dishes. Their skin is normally soft and moist, but if exposed to sunlight for too long, it hardens.
Oh, Pentype is perfect. Oh my god, yes! Dude gave our boy the exact body shape that I think I needed. I like how this could easily still be an unevolved Pokemon, but it has the hint of the vibe of a middle stage. That's perfect for the third stage in a line of 10. It's a transition of a transition. The addition of the green leaves will give our artists more, to work with. So this is good. This is really good. Hopefully French Teapot elongates the body and grows, the other fruits or leaves.
So when I saw the previous drawing, I was totally stumped. So instead, I just looked at what seemed to be the most important parts of the design and tried to enhance them. What Pintot had looked like to me was a plant bulb right before it sprouted, and the beginnings of some kind of fruit growing. So those were the bits I wanted to emphasize, growing the little guy up just a little, but leaving enough room so that the design could go down multiple routes. Could be the beginnings of a tree or a flower, a fairy of some kind. It could become more plant-like or more human-shaped. Personally, I really like the tree idea, that it could evolve to be large in its prime and then shrink into this little fairy bonsai tree thing in its old age. So this is Sprout Tween, from sprout or sprouting, and tween like the life stage of a child just before teenagehood. Sprout Tween like to play in groups and often excitedly chat about what they want to be when they're fully evolved. They aspire to grow like the trees in the forests they're raised in, tall and regal, and their imagination allows them to dream up the many forms they could take. They keep a watchful eye on their fruit as it grows, getting extremely upset if it gets bruised and hiding away until it recovers. Cool, so excited to see what the next artist does with this.
This is a great Pokemon with a good name. I'm very glad someone finally changed the colors too, since we do want to see some variation of the color scheme as it evolves. The introduction of the tendril on the head will be fun to see as it evolves. There's honestly no flaw. I just hope we see some kind of concept as it forms. Because right now it's still just a generic grass type. Like, the concept is relatively basic, but that's not the artist's fault. I'm literally not giving them any info about the Mons, so other than its type and name. They don't know what the line is about, but the point is for them to figure it out as they evolve it. The personality is very similar too, so hopefully O.R.Ash will give it a slightly less happy face as it becomes the teenage stage of our family. Since he's never been on True Green 7 before too, I'm sure he'll try his best to give us what we need.
So I'm evolving Sprout Tween. Out the gate, between his name and overall adorableness, this little guy is obviously meant to be a youngster. And I'm the middlemost artist in this collab, so I figured he needs a lot more middle stage energy. You know, that angsty teen, kinda awkward vibe, drizzile, combuskin, wacky type of thing going on. His feature that stood out to me the most was his swoopy little bang with the fruit on it, so I decided to focus on that. I figured the best way to give him teen vibes was to extend his hair out and give him that kinda like late 2000s long bang emo look to him. I even made the longest bang 2 tones to kind of replicate that streaked hair look they would go for. Other than that, I present Whippersap, because he's just an angsty little whippersnapper, and because I figure he'd probably whip his hair as his primary attack animation in battle. I hope the next artist keeps up the hair theme, because it's the only thing I did on mine. Thank you for having me.
That's hilarious. Dude went back to the original color scheme without even knowing. This is the 5th out of the 10 Pokemon, so it's very appropriate for it to feel like an edgy teen. I'm very glad that Ryan found a way to implement this emo cut, but utilizing the existing features of Sprout Tween. This is the exact personality I wanted to see. It feels unrefined because it still has a long way to go, but I'm sure it'll be unique and stand out among the entire family. Now it's Sterninator's job to give us a 6th iteration that feels like a fully evolved Pokemon, but with the vibe of a late teen, since it's still in the middle. Maybe like a college student.
Okay, so first up, looking at the inspiration with Whippersnap, there's a lot of cool balancing going on here. The first is the idea of that heavy rocker hair, whipping it back and forth to deal damage, but next is kind of that tropical island energy that we get from the colors and the inspiration of the plant base to it. So when going into an evolution, I wanted to expand on those ideas. The next balancing part was knowing that I had to expand on those, while also knowing that the next person had to expand it even further. So, fun stuff, but still kind of difficult and complicated. Ultimately, I think that I came out with something really fun that expands on the ideas, changes a couple of the aspects in ways that are faithful to the initial understanding of this design. I decided what's stronger than a whip and more powerful than a snapper? What about Whip Pummel? The idea of this thing not just whipping its hair, but also being able to pummel you with those harsh and hardened seeds. I dig this design, and I hope you guys do too.
Yeah! I knew Stern would do a great job. Oh my god. The problem is that this is actually a fantastic Pokemon on its own and could easily be the final form, but it's not even close to it, so it's slightly, teensy bit too complicated. But damn, did he do a great job. We finally have a fleshed out fruit on the head, and the leaves have become full-on wing-like, but they could become something like a cape now that it's finally got the vibe of a fighting type. I love the colors, but the most important aspect is that it no longer is just a generic plant thing. It feels like a tree with a unique personality. I love the idea that this is becoming a physical attacker too, that hits with heavy limbs and leaves. Now this is challenging. Let's see how UmbreonLibris evolves a Pokemon that honestly doesn't have too much room to grow.
Looking at Whip Pummel, I saw a tropical fruit, a pineapple plant, a coconut tree, mangoes, and I saw a rocker with the long hair of hippies or a hair metal and hands in the devil horns gesture. The name Whip Pummel made me think fighting type, So tropical fruit, music, and fighting took my mind to Tropicalia, an artistic protest movement that responded to the Brazilian military dictatorship with aggressively flashy aesthetics. The folded leaf capes reference the textile sculptures of Hélio Oiticica, the face resembles musician Rita Lee, and the bright colors and wavy patterns come from psychedelic art. The fruit headdress is a callback to Carmen Miranda, an earlier artist whose iconic aesthetics were adopted by Tropicalia musicians. This is Hypno-Whip, the Tropicalia Pokemon, a grass and fighting type. It uses complex movements, bright colors, and discordant sounds to disorient and distract opponents before striking with powerful kicks and punches. I hope the next artists keep building on the themes of music, psychedelia, and artistic resistance.
Interesting. Now, this does have slightly less details than the previous form, so that's the only aspect that is moving backwards, but everything else is much more helpful than you think. First, we finally have a concept instead of just a plant. Libris infused it with the Tropicalia art movement, so it very much feels colorful, Brazilian, and even personality-wise, more at peace, and less angsty than the previous two forms. At first, I thought that the shorter hair made it look less complicated, but honestly, it makes it look more mature, which feels correct for something that represents the adult stage of this line. Its limbs are also longer, which aids in making it look longer, but also finally gives it a martial art to go with the fighting type. Like almost this could be like capoeira, like a dancing martial art. Feels like it would whip you as it dances. And the art style is definitely the best I've seen from Libris. So yeah, originally I was anxious about this, but conceptually this will help us finalize what this Pokemon is all about. Now ErtDoesArt is making his debut on True Green 7, so let's cheer him on as he designs the Pokemon that'll be around pseudo-legendary levels of power.
What's up, gamers? It's ErtDoesArt, and for this leg of the challenge, I got Hypno-Whip, the Tropicalia Pokemon. I loved how expressive this Mon was. The artist did a great job. I think it and Ludicolo would just be like the best buds. I thought I'd base my Evo on Carmen Miranda, who was a Brazilian singer-dancer who was really famous for wearing those big fruit hats that it looks like Hypno-Whip is wearing. And I combined that idea with a fruit from Brazil, the jaboticaba, which is kind of like a big grape-type fruit. And since the Mon is grass fighting, I thought it'd be really cool is if in addition to producing the fruit on its head, it also produced it on its fists, kind of like brass knuckles or like boxing gloves. And I expanded on the leaf cape idea from Hypno-Whip and changed it to sort of look like the puffy blouses that Carmen would wear a lot during her performances. And so with that being said, please let me introduce you to Jabotabash, the Samba Pokemon.
Now this is some beautiful art. I'm glad we went in the Carmen Miranda route. All these accents will be perfect setup for our final two artists to make legendary level designs. The colors are spectacular. If the previous design gave us the vibrancy, Jabotabash gave us a Pokemon that looks like a walking celebration. This entire Pokemon is the party. The leaves now look like a refined costume with the fruits as accessories. The hair looks extra stylish. It's also crazy how, without ever seeing Stern's design, Ert introduced aspects that the design had, like a more aggressive expression and finger. This is such a neat art style too. It's like a graphic you want to print out as merch, which is perfect with our next artist. I wonder how in the world MrBonnyJohn will make this design feel more elaborate than this, because this is already complicated.
Knowing that I'm 9th in the lineup, we're nearing legendary status for my design, so let's go over what we have in Jabotabash. We have a very lanky and playful pose here, with an extremely wide gamut of vibrant colors that really accentuate all the fruits on display. I decided to snap Jabotabash's neck and turn it into a staff. My vision is to take a prime fighter and make him into the wizened master. With fruits and a grass type, I'm leaning towards the Pokemon aging like fine wine, no pun intended. By altering the silhouette so widely, we change up the body plan and attack style for this newly evolved fighting type called Harvest Staff, the forbearing Pokemon. Harvest Staff's body has shriveled due to its older age, and as a result, this Pokemon reserves its energy by meditating and amplifying its ability to photosynthesize for days on end. This Pokemon is friendly to all, although its tranquil nature irritates the like of other fighting Pokemon. Preferring not to fight, they expend all their energy with one swing of their staff to show mercy to their opponents. Even still, they share their bountiful berries to their opponents.
Whoa! I would not have even come close to predicting this evolution. I just thought it was going to become a tree. But I think this complete overhaul is pretty justified. Since the 10 stages inadvertently ended up representing the 10 stages of life, of course the last two would shrink, just like humans when they become old, or like fruit when they dry up. So it makes sense. And breaking off the neck and turning into a staff is pretty genius. The whole trope of a martial artist becoming a retired master is also a fun one. So I highly appreciate the concept. And we definitely need a Pokemon with a cornucopia. Love cornucopias. So I'm down with the hat. It makes total sense. Now let's finally see how Tubbs AZ brings us home with the final evolution.
I really enjoy Harvest Snap. Already, the colors and the shapes are super fun, and I love the personality on this little guy. Mostly focusing on the cornucopia like design. I can imagine how that's evolved throughout the stage, and I feel like this is the very centerpiece of it all. I ended up changing some of the shapes of the berries, almost merging them together to be almost like this painterly look, to bring in something new to the design, something to do with those berries on its body. So I ended up changing up the face quite a bit and bringing in these giant mago berries on the side of its head as almost like horn and protrudence to really show that these are different stages, which is why I ended up changing the almost scarf to be cyan, magenta, and yellow, like CMYK, to really push that aspect further, the vibrant colors aspect. So with that, I give you Chromacopia, the natural artist Pokemon. Chromacopia pull berries from the inside of their seemingly limitless home, crushing them into a fine paste to be used in its art. When used in battle, each combination of pigments can bring forth a different effect.
Yo, Chromacopia! I don't think Tubbs knows about the Tyler, the Creator album with the same name, but it's wild that's a perfect name for this beast. This is how you finish off the line. It looks like a god, a benevolent god of the harvest and art. It's so colorful while still being incredibly easy to read. It's friendly and wise looking, but clearly powerful and warrior-like. I love how the previous stage makes it feel like this fruit Pokemon is slowly dying, but then Chromacopia feels like one final power-up at the end of a master's life, their full strength and the culmination of their entire journey. I love that even throughout all of that evolution, the staff is still technically the neck of its Prevos. This is also the first stage to finally open its eyes again after closing them for half of its life. Crazy how the eyes are similar to the early stages, even though Tubbs didn't know what those early stages looked like. And the seeds that this Pokemon can plant can actually turn into little Pipods and start the line all over again. Damn, I'm so proud of this family that we created together without any coordination or communication. Now it's finally time to see the other artists react to the entire line in order. Again, they only saw the Fakemon before theirs and the evolved form that they created without knowing where it started or where it ended up.
I'm so excited to see where this went.
All right, Ron, let's see what you got going on.
Here is Pokemon number 1.
Oh my god, it's adorable. Oh, okay, so this one's by Ron. We have Pipod, designed by True Green 7.
Okay, yeah, just a cute little seed.
That is too cute.
Overall, pretty good. Pretty decent start.
Oh, okay, this one's really cute.
I'm probably going to have like major cuteness aggression for like a lot of these first stages. Pipod, oh my god, what a cute little Pokemon.
Pipod is kind of what I was imagining, that it was going to be this tiny little thing. Cuppa Phee! That is spectacular! It's like a little bean! Oh yes! Babine!
Yo, shout outs to you, Fee.
It is so cute. Oh, and that's where the fruit comes from.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, of course I love it. I drew it.
But it's very interesting that its colors are so different from what it ends up being.
Really interesting. I love the growth. It almost feels like a Solosis type of build, where it goes from that one little pod in the bean to now being like multiple, going from that seed to a bean.
It is difficult though, because since we're doing 10 evolutions, each step can't change that much.
Oh, he got DarkandWindie to do this one?
That's my dog right there. That's our stepchild.
It's a funny little boy.
Pinto? Oh, he's chubby. Oh, he looks like he ate a snack.
I love the expression.
I want to like squidge him because I feel like he go like.
He's definitely gaining some girth.
Oh, okay. I'm wondering if the little berries sticking out of its head and on its hair are what ends up changing into like the whole berry thing.
Sprout wee.
Hey, okay. Cool.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe I'm tooting my own horn a little bit, but I feel like maybe it's a good progression from the baby form into the beginnings of like the middle form.
With the idea of like it going from infant to baby to toddler to now like just a young kid type of feel.
Wondering what stage the cornucopia is going to come in at.
But now I'm starting to get even more confused about how we get to the one that I did.
The eyes have stayed the same the whole time, and he's had the 3 little things on the head, which I think Ron, we started with, so...
Whippersap, oh my god, what a good name.
Whippersap! These names are amazing, by the way. I'm so proud of us.
Oh, this one's by O.R.Ash. So this is the one that was given to me as reference.
Ooh, okay. This one's a big difference, big change.
Okay, this is the first one that actually looks like it could maybe be a final evolution, but this looks like in a final evolution in the way that a lot of like the Gen 2 and Gen 3 Pokemon that have since evolved look like final evolutions.
Yeah, that really helps me see the connection between what came before and what I know that I did a little bit later.
This is the first one where the guys have gone though. We've closed our eyes. Whippersnap does not wish to perceive reality, and honestly, I relate.
There's a smile. This smile is going to carry through for the rest of the line.
I think we've gone from bean to orange. It's now giving clementine.
And it's got like fingers and toes now, which is interesting. Not in a bad way.
Next we have Whipummel by Stern. Oh my god, I love this thing.
Oh yeah, okay, I like a lot of what he does. You can tell that he drew it.
It's a very Stern rendering, yeah.
The Sterninator, my boy Stern. Okay, 490. We're getting stronger. This thing's getting bigger.
Sturdy feels apt. This looks like a sturdy Pokemon.
The body shape is so different from what it ends up being.
It's still got wings, so that's cool, but like gave it this like palm frond hair with the pineapple up top. Oh, I like this a lot.
Because like I think before this, the fruit was a little bit kind of vague, but now it's like a thing that Pokemon players would recognize.
This actually does look like a fully evolved Pokemon, which is kind of scary because I know we still have a bunch to go.
It looks like it's more like rocking out like...
This is way better though. This is a much more solid concept.
UmbreonLibris, yo, shout outs. Yo, Libris, your style is evolved. The Tropicalia Pokemon.
Oh, that is so lively and colorful.
Oh my god, the colors on this are crazy. UmbreonLibris with the pineapple on the head. Oh my god. What even? Okay.
Okay, here we go. Now this is where we start getting some more of the tropical color palette.
Okay, wow, it's getting really like psychedelic almost.
This is a big boy too. Goddamn, Tropicalia Pokemon.
I'm honestly shocked that the cornucopia seems to have come in so late in the design.
Okay, I think every single design element outside of somewhat the color has now been lost from Peapod, but that's okay. Peapod, you will not be forgotten. I love the glasses.
And I love that like shock of magenta that's being brought into it.
It's actually really pretty. I kind of love this.
All right, and now's the part that I have no idea.
Next is Oh god. I'm gonna sound stupid saying some of these names. That sucks.
And oh my good golly gosh. Oh man.
Jabot.
Okay, this one's really funny with the colors and whatnot.
Jabotish.
Jabotabash? Okay.
Jabotabash.
I was curious how we were going to expand on that Samba. I didn't even realize it was the Samba Pokemon. How we were going to expand on that Samba type of feel. And Jabotabash is so cool.
I really like that. ErtDoesArt. I really like that.
Oh, I love the rendering on this.
This thing is beautiful. I was telling Ron like how gorgeous the rendering was.
Feels like a fighting type. Oh wait, they've all been fight types. Oh my gosh, yeah, this is the first one that feels properly like a fighting type. Whoa, okay.
And that like cheeky grin is so good.
Dude, that BST is a nightmare and I am here for it.
The way it like forms a hand shape with the fruit when the knuckles, I really dig that.
I feel like every time a new artist comes in, there's a new fruit now.
But regardless, oh man, the leaves on the head even become like a crown.
Next we have Harvest Staff. Ooh.
Oh my goodness. Harvest Staff by MrBonnyJohn, the forbearing Pokemon.
MrBonnyJohn, yeah, I could tell just by looking at it.
What the heck? Okay, how did this happen?
Oh, that's quite the change.
Whoa.
I really shook it up. I hope you guys like it. I know it's like really left field, but it still works.
I didn't think that the cornucopia came in so late in the design. That when I was first looking at it, that felt like something that had always been there in the design. That's so interesting.
It's shrunk in size. It went into big tree and has now gone back down into like a cornucopia tropical fruit shaman.
It's almost like a mythical actually now.
Its neck has been turned into a staff.
Or it's meant to mimic it at least. That's really cool.
We're moving from like a pineapple into an actual like pineapple berry, it looks like, on the staff. So we're using actual Pokemon berries.
Oh, it's like actually made of berries now. That's so cool.
How did I not think of that? How did we take this long? How did we get to 9 before that becomes like so errantly clear? Oh, some Nanab berries for the ears.
I think this is probably the biggest departure from the previous design we've had so far, but it's really cool.
And there are so many colors, but it doesn't feel overbearing or overwhelming. It's like they all go together so well.
The cornucopia being used for like the wizard hat for this witch doctor type of cool feel is so cool.
All right, and now finally,
Chromacopia! Oh my god, that is so sick.
Shout out Tyler, the creator. Chromacopia.
Hell yeah. Okay, with the last stage of me saying the cornucopia, it makes sense.
Tubbs AZ coming in clutch at the end there.
My boy Tubbs.
It's got really big again. Okay.
Very different. Ends up very different than where it started.
This is insane.
I love the overall silhouette. This is so cool.
there is no orange left in this boy, finally. It took until literally the final evolution to get rid of all of the red-orange from the start.
What is it? The conquistador style helmet made of the cornucopia with like these Viking horns. I know Vikings didn't actually have horns on their helmets, but it has like the Viking horns.
Oh my god. He has had so many phases.
With Chromacopia, it's almost like all the berries start mixing and melding together.
A whole brush wand situation like Bowser Jr.
It feels like a warrior and a fighter, but it still has that energy of the other forms to it.
But whereas mine, and I think Stern's the one before, were going for a theme of music, this is still in art. It's a different medium, but it's still present, which I absolutely love.
And then he's wearing sandals. Tubbs AZ pushing his flip-flop agenda on us.
The like ribbon, that's giving legendary.
I was so curious what was going to be the artist for number 10, and Tubbs is a fantastic pick.
Oh, and then all of them together at the end. Oh, that's so good.
Looking at the first 5 stages, that I see as a full line budding up into the tree, but then once it starts sprouting its fruit, it almost looks like it's a whole nother evolutionary set in total. Like, this is really cool.
It feels like the ones along the bottom are the regular Pokemon and how they exist. And then on the left, we have like the Mega Peapod X and then Mega Peapod Y. That's what it's giving. I love it.
It has kind of like a starter vibe. The final stage, it ends up looking like a starter, but it takes such a like long, windy road to get there.
Congrats. This was such a fun line to work on, to be a part of, and to see how the evolution changed and moved throughout the evolutionary process.
Oh my god, shout outs to everyone who participated. Thank you for watching. Thank you for letting me react. Thank you for letting me participate.
This is fun. This is really fun.
Thank you, Ron, for including me in this challenge. This was super fun, and it did not go as I expected at all, in the best way possible. It's super cool.
I really love how this turned out. It's so creative.
I really like it. Wow, what a cool thing to be a part of. Thank you so much for inviting me, Ron.
Bye-bye.
I'm so glad that this was successful. And if you want this to become a series, leave a like and subscribe and check out the links to these amazing artists in the description. While you're down there, make sure to follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky and now on TikTok. But most importantly, I hope you watch the videos on screen now. Check out the music I used in the description too, and consider becoming a Patreon or YouTube member where you can get cool rewards like seeing my videos days early and discounts on my merch. I'll see you guys very soon.